How many people did you take? We took 30 people to Disney World. Find out how we moved 30 people through Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, and all the other parks. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Christina with Read.Pray.Disney. Here in this channel, we like to talk all things Disney, from packing to planning to pins to books. So for today's video, we have a planning video, and this is probably the biggest thing on my channel right now. That we just came back. Well, I shouldn't say just. It's been about a couple of weeks. We've been back from Disney World for a couple of weeks now, and as you could tell in the intro, yeah, we moved 30 people through Disney World. So to be fair, I will say that we moved 30 people through Animal Kingdom, and the rest of through Magic Kingdom, and then the other parks, it was about 26 people. But even so, that's a lot of people. We all stayed together. Yeah, we did that. So this is the first of a series of videos that we're going to do, since my husband and I, we decided to sponsor, so to speak, a family reunion for my husband's side of the family at Disney World this past July. So it's July 2021. And oh boy, was it hot. But this video series will consist of different tips and tricks and how we organize this, how we plan this, what did we do, what did we eat, all of that type of stuff, what were our highs and our lows and all of that, the house tour and everything. So for this first video, we're just going to talk about movement and how we organized our Disney World trip and how that went. Okay. So we, after discussing with my family, I think my family and my husband, the three things that we think you need in order to be successful in moving large amounts of people through Disney World are three things. You need organization, first of all. You need communication, and you also need patience, an abundance amount of patience. And it's not bad patience, you know, it's not like, oh my gosh. It's more of patience with the understanding that this, for some of our family members, it may be a once in a lifetime trip for them. And so, you know, just, it's hot, it's sticky and all of that. So we're just going to talk through all of that. Okay. So for planning purposes, so let's talk about how we scheduled and went through all of this. And I'm going to hold up a piece of paper, but I will say that I will show, we created our Disney Itinerary. So everybody came in on Saturday, on a Saturday, and we checked into our house on Saturday. It was a 12-bedroom house, and we checked in. We had that Saturday, we, went grocery shopping. We did all of that. We packed up our park bags, and then we also had a family meeting that very first night to discuss the itinerary and some of the expectations with the parks. Since my husband and I were the only ones that had been to the parks before, he and I sat down and we kind of discussed. We put together a PowerPoint and discussed what are some tips that we want to go through and discuss with everyone, and so we did that. So some of those things that we discussed on that PowerPoint was just kind of like park expectations and what to expect when you're going through Disney World. We also discussed, some of the, making sure that you pack what type of stuff to make sure you have in your park bag at all times. When is it safe to stow stuff in your, we had 3 strollers with us. So when is it safe to stow things in your strollers and ride on rides? Where are some of the ice and water stations? We talked about the needs for magic bands. And so we'll get into all of that too. I'll discuss some of that with you guys. But if you really, really want to see that PowerPoint we put together, you can email me. My email is in the description box below, but you can email me or reach out to me on Instagram. I will put that right here. Okay. So either way, I'm more than happy to share that slideshow with you guys. All right. But the biggest thing was our itinerary. Okay. So I'm going to probably try to put this up on the screen here so you can see as we go through what the itinerary looked like. And again, if you want a copy of this, I don't mind. I will absolutely send it to you. Just reach out to me. So the itinerary, like I said, Saturday was our check-in day. And then Sunday, we decided to do Magic Kingdom. So what you're going to see on this itinerary is that, let me get it closer here. So what we did was, by literally almost by the hour, we planned out what time we're getting up and what we're doing at the time that we get up, what time that we need to leave, be in the vehicles leaving for the parks, what time we're going to be actually walking up to the parks, staged ready for rope drop, and then our park plans, which if you see here, this is the park plans. Let me get it focused. I don't know if I can get a good focus. But anyway, hopefully I should have this up on the screen. So I'm talking through this, and I'm hoping I have this up on the screen too. So you'll see our park plans and what we did daily. And what also, the picture here is what t-shirts, because we also had family t-shirts. So what t-shirts you're wearing that day. So like I said, our trip lasted from, so I said check-in was Saturday and it lasted until Friday. And we checked out it was Saturday to Saturday. We checked out Friday. Or why did I say that? We checked out following Saturday. So we did 2 park days on 1 down day, 2 park days and 1 down day. And the reason why we did that was that Friday, if you'll see here, was a down day. And what we wanted to do was to give everybody time, for people that were flying out, to give them a chance to get stuff packed. For the rest of us, we got to get the house cleaned up and make sure that stuff is laundried, because we had people driving too. So we wanted to make sure that that last down day, we had the opportunity to kind of settle and then, spend some really good family time together with each other. So, also what I wanted to talk about is how we planned out our days. We did our planning of our days in very specific order. We did Magic Kingdom first because it's Magic Kingdom, and on our trips, we always do Magic Kingdom first. But we knew that that was going to be one of the longest days. So we did Magic Kingdom first, just jump out the gate, do that. Followed by the next day was going to be a lighter park day. So it was Epcot. So if you see what we did there, and then the opening times for that. So we knew that Magic Kingdom was going to be hard, fast, and heavy. We're just going to go and hit it and do everything we can. And it was a later day. So then the following day, we planned Epcot because that's a later opening time. So it gave people a chance to kind of rest up, sleep up a little bit before you had to be up and out again to go to another park. And then we had a down day. And that down day was very welcome, very, very useful. And so, and then following that down day, we did 2 more park days. And so again, we went with the longest day that we thought would be the longest day, which was Hollywood Studios. We started off the following day with Hollywood Studios, and then the following day after Hollywood Studios was Animal Kingdom. Again, making sure that we tried to look at it from park opening times, what opens later, to give people a chance to get a little rested. So then we did Animal Kingdom, and then that last day was a day, again, like I said before, to give everybody a chance to kind of rest and, just spend good quality family time together. Okay, so what we did when we talked about planning, and hopefully this is on the screen, if not, I'll try to get it a little closer. But what you'll see here is that we planned an hour because we were traveling with a 12-passenger van and 3 vehicles. Yeah, a 12-passenger van and three vehicles. So we wanted to make sure that all these people are up and out, and that we kind of convoyed, that we stayed together moving through Florida traffic. But we made sure that we put in time enough. So you say, Christina, but the park didn't open until 8 o'clock. Well, yeah, it didn't open until 8 o'clock. Well, and actually Magic Kingdom opened that day at 9 because the time changed on us like the previous week or two. And you're like, oh man. But anyway, and also check your park times. Remember that. But it didn't, just because it opened at 8, we're going to stick with our time here. It opened at 8. We were up at 6 because we wanted to make sure that everybody got their grab and go breakfast, which were like usually croissants, those prepackaged Jimmy Dean croissants that we heated up. And if somebody wanted to wake up and actually cook themselves some breakfast, we had some people that do that. That's fine too. They don't have a problem with that as long as you're out the door when we say you need to be out the door. And all of that time those 2 hours allowed us to get in the car, get to where we needed to be, but then also potty breaks and things like that from you, like, man, you just got up, but it's been about 2 hours. So some of us need to go potty. And yeah, so that's getting to the parks and so forth. And so what we did was we had this posted. The idea was to have this posted on every bedroom door. I didn't get a chance to do that, but we did give this to everyone. So everybody had a copy of this. And then there was a stack that was downstairs on the table that if you forgot it, you could get another one. So everybody had a copy of this. Okay, so moving through the parks. Now that's the thing. All of that was getting to the parks. Now moving through the parks, that's why I say organizing family shirts is a must. When you see a sea of 30 purple shirts coming through, and they saw us every time, everywhere we went, they're like, oh, wait, no, you must be together. So somebody was lagging behind, you could see that person. That was a huge benefit. Not only did park staff see us, but people kind of made way when you see all of these people coming through. But it helps you keep track of also the little outliers, the little kids who might want to, run off. No one actually ran off, but they kind of got a little further away than what we liked. We were able to rein them back in and so forth. So shirts was the biggest, I think, one of the biggest key things in our planning is make sure everybody had the same family shirt. And we used bright colors. Most of the days we used bright colors. The sheet, like I said, this daily itinerary, that was a big thing. Our meeting on Saturday night, when we sat there, we let everybody ask questions. And I said, I'll share that PowerPoint with you guys if you want, but we really laid out the expectations of the park and making sure that people stay hydrated and all of that. So having that big meeting of expectations really, really helped as well. And then setting expectations as far as how this is going to go. One of the things that we made sure we made clear is that Disney, it can be magical and it can be fun, but it's also hot. It's hot. There's a lot of walking. We talked about when you're going in, how you get off of like Pirates of the Caribbean and there's a shop there. We even planned down to that, said that there are some shops that we will stop at and there's some shops that we won't stop at. We chose Animal Kingdom as our shopping day. Now, people, obviously, if you wanted to stop and get something, then go ahead and do so. But for the most part, on our attractions section, we listed out all of the attractions that we wanted, that we figured, because y'all been to Magic Kingdom before, you have kind of like, you have two major attractions to each other as you walk through the park. So when we went to the left, we hit Jungle Cruise. So there's Jungle Cruise and Pirates of the Caribbean. So what we said was we planned out here what were the things that we wanted to hit. So we said Pirates of the Caribbean, Splash Mountain, Haunted Mansion, It's a Small World, Under the Sea, Little Mermaid, Space Mountain, Carousel of Progress, Seven Dwarfs, Tomorrowland Speedway. So we tried to plan things that were some indoor type stuff that might be a little longer as we moved through the park, but we planned out, so what we said was so when we got there, we didn't end up doing Pirates of the Caribbean. We ended up doing Jungle Cruise, because Jungle Cruise line was shorter than Pirates of the Caribbean. And we also told everybody, said, there's no way we could hit every single ride, but we made it through every single part of that park, but we could not make every single ride. So what we kept in mind was, as we hit these attraction areas, that we're going to hit one or the other depending on the line, and then we kept it moving. And that's what we did. And we were able to hit Jungle Cruise. Everybody got a Dole Whip. We used the mobile app as soon as we got off of Jungle Cruise, because by that time it was hot anyway. We got everybody a Dole Whip. We never waited in line, at least in Magic Kingdom. I don't think we waited in any line more than 35, maybe 40 minutes. No, I take that back. Space Mountain was the one that was the longest line. But if you guys know Space Mountain, that line, once you make it outside, once you get inside, it loops around and around, or it's a constant walk up. So we made sure we did that. We had spots where we sat, like the Dole Whip spot. We knew that we were going to sit there, and we sat right inside where Tiki Room, the exit to Tiki Room, we were able to sit there and spread out a little bit, enjoy the Dole Whip, and then we kept on moving. We got kids. So if some people wanted to get on rides, like I didn't want to ride. I don't do water rides. I don't necessarily like Splash Mountain. I've never been on Splash Mountain. I can't say I don't like it. I've never been on it because I don't like water rides. I don't like getting wet like that. So everybody piled on to get ready to go Splash Mountain. And then I went and got all the kids Mickey pretzels and churros. And we got all of those. So by the time they got out of the line or off the ride, hey, here's a snack. You can do things like that to keep it going instead of everybody get on the ride and then let's go get the snack line. There's no reason to. I've been there before. I can break off and not ride something so I can help everybody else get, a little more magical experience. We did that. We also, the other key thing is that lunch. We packed our lunches and snacks for the most part. So if we were hungry at any point in time, you could eat. There was no reason to, you could eat. We did do a mass stop where we stopped at right outside of the carousel, not the carousel, the teacups. In between Fantasyland and going to Tomorrowland, there's the teacup ride, and right there along the wall, there is some seating there, and we just sat there, and then we all pulled out our lunches. Some people broke off and went to get some. I forgot my family lunch. I was the main one harping about lunches. Make sure everybody packs their lunch. I packed our lunch and I left our lunch in the refrigerator, so we had to buy lunch at the park, which wasn't bad. So we bought lunch at the park, but some people were able to buy lunch in the park if they wanted to. We had a family unit that they preferred to buy food in the park instead of packing lunch, and that is fine. But we packed our lunch, for the most part, everybody packed their lunches, and we just sat down and ate. And it was convenient, and you got the time to rest. So doing that. But the big thing is sticking to the plan. Like, we knew that this was the plan, right? We waited. The other thing was, since there's 30 of us going through, the stroller parking was our meetup point. We made sure that everybody had a meetup point as you got off the ride. So don't stand there at the exit waiting for everybody. Go to where the stroller pickup point was and wait there for everyone. We also gave every family had a leader, a family leader. It just happened to be all the moms. So all the moms were the leader, their family leader or group leader, and we gave them a magic band. And FYI, go see my magic band video when I blinged them out for us. But we gave them the magic band. And so what we did was, we didn't have to check with every single person in the group. We said, team leaders, are y'all up? Meaning, are all y'all people together and ready to move? And as soon as we heard we're up, we left. And we moved on to the next part. So, and then the magic band was, like I said, for the family leader. So that way we knew moms are going to ride with their family. We let them ride, and you got your magic band pictures. What else did we do? Oh, the other thing, we used our group messenger chat, Facebook Messenger group chat. So every morning before leaving, we said, hey, we put a little timeline in the chat or a little reminder, or, just small communication things that everybody needed to know. So we put that out there, and that worked really well. And it also worked really well during the parks. If somebody wanted to do something, or, we had, oh, wait a minute, somebody needs to do, you just message it in the group messenger. So that's a key thing too. If everybody all the adults had cell phones, even all the teenagers had cell phones. So make sure that they're all tied up to that group messenger. So everybody's getting all the information when it's put out and necessary. Go early. That's the other key thing. Make rope drop. A lot of people lately have said, well, hey, don't worry about rope drop. But when you have this many people, we were able to do, let's see. The only thing that we didn't do on our On our Magic Kingdom day, they didn't ride Splash Mountain because Splash Mountain's line was ridiculously long. So they chose not to ride that. We moved on to Small World. And then we also chose not to ride Seven Dwarfs because all day that line was at 90 minutes plus, and we just weren't going to do that because we knew as a family, or my husband and I, Slinky Dog was going to be coming up at some point. So we wanted to make sure, so Magic Kingdom, we really hit Space Mountain because we had, younger kids and teenagers, and y'all know Magic Kingdom is just not a thrill ride park, So we left on Space. The last ride we rode was Space Mountain, so we could make sure that they went out with a bang, and that's what we did. And but other than that, we hit everything on our list that we really, really wanted to hit, really wanted everyone to experience, and it was great. But we were able to do that because we went early. Every single park day, with the exception, I think, of Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom, I believe we left around 4. Every other park day, we were out of that park by 2:30, every single day, which gave us plenty of time to get back to the house, get into the pool if we wanted to, or do other things, just time to rest and so forth. And actually it worked out because just about every day around 2 o'clock or 3, it rained. So we were good. But go to the park early. That's the other big key thing. If you're taking this many people, rope drop is a must because you can get so much done before the rain comes and before people start getting really, 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 really tired. I will say the biggest thing that we missed out on was fireworks, because by the time that we got home and settled, no one really wanted to go back out and do fireworks. So that was a bummer. We've seen fireworks before. We didn't get to see it last year because of COVID. And they weren't doing the shows, but prior to that, we were able to go back. We did a park hop kind of thing and went back, but this time it was just, getting the little ones back together after they've been out in the pool and everything. It was just a lot. So we didn't go see fireworks, which I regret that we should have done, at least tried, but it's okay. So yeah, moving through the parks, the biggest thing is planning. Plan it out, okay? Plan out your timeline for everybody. Get there for rope drop. Be early. Take your food with you. Everybody in our backpacks, everybody had food. We carried our cooler on the back of our stroller. We had food in there. So take your food with you because that eliminated a lot of our stopping. The only other part of our stopping was potty breaks, and that was the other thing. That is the other thing, making sure you go to the bathroom before you get on that long ride. So for about every 2 rides, we did a potty break. Because, bladders, you're drinking a lot of water and so forth. So for every 2 rides, we did a potty break. So make sure you guys, and it was a mass potty break. It wasn't, because my kid is the first one to say, I don't have to go. You sit on the toilet, you go all the time. So make everybody go potty and then get through the lines. Because we also told folks, that we are not going to be those people where we get in line and then people have to go to the bathroom and then we essentially hold places. We weren't going to do that. We've been to Disney before, seeing all that happen. We've literally seen fights break out because of people holding places. We weren't going to be those people. We would just wait. And it worked out just fine. Let's see. Look at my notes. Yeah, those are the primary things of moving people through Disney. It is absolutely possible. And it was so much fun. So much fun, especially if you have, like, my husband's family. They are such great people. I have the best in-laws in the world. I have to say that. Hands down, the best in-laws. We had a blast. And even some of our young ones, we had this whole shout and call back kind of thing walking through the parks. And it's like, you know what? We don't care. We're having a good time. And we'd get in line and we start high-fiving and seeing how far to high-five and go back through the lines, or tagging people, saying, you're it. And it was amazing. Like, it was fun. We sang songs and lines. Like, it was such a good time. You don't have to just be in line and be on your phones the whole time. You guys can, That's what I'm saying. When you're going with that many people, have fun with it. That's the biggest thing. Know that we all loved each other and it was great and it was hot and we were all sweaty and nasty, but it didn't matter because we had fun. So, but to be fair, all that fun takes a lot of planning. So make sure you plan it out. So like I said, if you want to see our full itinerary list, like I said,